Hey everyone, my name is Christian DeLupa here for PC Mech, and today we're going to be taking a look at Microsoft's new Android launcher called Arrow. Now, Microsoft has been making a number of changes in how it handles mobile devices and has been releasing a number of Android and iOS products over the last few months. The latest of these releases is the Arrow launcher for Android, which basically gives Android users a different skin to their device and offers them quick access to their most used apps and contacts. Now, installing Arrow is pretty easy to do. You simply have to head to the Google Play Store and install it the same way you would any other app. Once the app has been installed, the next time the user presses the home button, they'll be asked by Google to choose between their current launcher, which in my case was Google Now, or if you have a Samsung device, it will be Samsung's TouchWiz, and the newly installed Arrow launcher. Users can decide to only open the Arrow launcher once, or to have Arrow be the default launcher for your device. The first time the Arrow launcher is opened, users will need to choose 5 of their most used apps, which will feature in the top of the main screen for the launcher. After that, users will be shown instructions on how to use the new launcher, which will be very helpful for those using it for the first time. One of the first things to notice about the new launcher is that you will lose any app folders that you may have. The launcher looks a lot more like iOS than Android, and while users will see their most used apps on the main screen, apps are really just organized in a list. This is probably fine for most people, but if you actively use folders to organize your apps, like me, you may be a little frustrated by this. To combat this, however, the main screen of the Arrow launcher shows only 20 apps, which are the most used apps, as analyzed by the launcher. As time goes on, the launcher will continue to analyze your app use and will ensure that the 20 most used apps continue to be shown on the main screen. Other apps can be accessed simply by pressing the App Tray button as you would on any other Android launcher. After using the launcher for a few days, it has become clear that a number of the apps shown were the most used ones, but others were clearly just standard apps like Google Maps, YouTube, Hangouts, and so on. Perhaps this will, however, change with more use. The general layout of the launcher is made up of 3 main pages. On the left of the main display, users will find their recents, which include recent apps used and other recent activity. For example, as you can see here, my recent activity is taking screenshots and videos for this review. On the right of the main page, users will find people, which is basically a list of people recently contacted by the user. Users can also swipe up from the bottom of the display, which will show a few quick settings that can be tweaked. Of course, these settings can also be accessed by swiping down from the top as in any other Android launcher. However, some users might prefer to swipe up from the bottom. The Recents and People pages are certainly interesting additions to the launcher, and they give it an extra level of use. After swiping up, users can also choose to edit page, from which they can add 2 additional pages to their main launcher. One of these pages is called the Notes and Reminders page, which basically allows users to type notes right into the page itself, which is certainly easier than having to open up another app like Google Keep. The other of the 2 pages that users can add is called Widgets, and it's basically just a blank screen where users can add Android widgets. As far as the main app drawer goes, it's arranged alphabetically and looks great, but that's really all there is to say about it. The Microsoft Arrow launcher is an interesting release from Microsoft, but we're certainly not complaining. It runs well and quickly and doesn't skip, and the ability to access most used apps and contacts quickly and easily is a nice addition for those who will use it. As a stock Android fanboy, I'll probably be sticking with the Google Now launcher, but maybe that's just because I'm familiar with it. If you, however, are on the hunt for a new launcher, Arrow is certainly one to check out. Thanks for watching. Again, my name is Christian DeLupa here for PC Mech. See you next time.